The Divergent Series is a film trilogy based on the novels written by Veronica Roth and set in a dystopian post-apocalyptic future. The main characters are Shailene Woodley and Theo James. They represent life in a futuristic time and a population of survivors at the end of the world who have been divided into 5 different groups and categories. You will then discover in the future that they were just part of a social experiment. However, the series remained unfinished, with only the first 3 films released. And we know that in the films is not reproduced every single detail narrated in the books, also because there is no material time, respectively in the role of Triss and 4 protagonists that I found perfect for the roles. In the film, several characters present in the book are not introduced into the story. In the film, the character of Janine, representative of the erudite, craves to take possession of a box, which serves to control the Divergent. But all this does not exist in the book. In fact, in film transpositions, characters are often not as detailed as in novels. In the novel, the romance between Triss and 4, the male protagonist, is told differently than in the film.
But what are the differences that immediately stand out to the eye? Let's talk about Triss, the protagonist. From book to film, we lose the depths of her fears, the sensation that the story in first person transmits to us. Moreover, in the film, some fears are represented differently from how they are described in the book. For example, one of Triss's fears at the final test is to have an intimate relationship with 4, but in the book she is seen as afraid to take an important step, the first time to understand. Instead, in the movie, it seems that Triss is afraid that 4 is imposed in an almost violent way. About 4, I noticed that in the film not only does his weak side not appear, so we know another character who is not very similar to the description of the book, but also physically there is something wrong. In the book, Tobias is about 18 years old, if I remember correctly. Instead, our dear Theo James proves several more. About Janine Matthews, she changes from book to film in a radical way regarding the physical aspect. In the book, she is certainly not a beauty, and indeed, often Triss makes quite unpleasant thoughts about her in that sense. Instead, in the film, she appears as a fairly well-groomed and likable woman for her age. Another different aesthetic factor is that in the book, she wears glasses, while in the film, he does not have them. There are endless differences, but as we know, all this is normal. You cannot include an entire book in a movie.